And our conversation got quite intellectual about the faith. And so, talking about apologetics, and that led to evidence of the resurrection, and that led to the trustworthiness of the manuscripts of the Bible, and that led to archaeology, and that led to epistemology and postmodernity, which led to Nietzsche, which led to Camus, which led to existentialism. And I finally pulled off. I pulled the car over to the side of the road. And I said, listen, man, you want to talk this way? I'll talk this way all day. It's fun to me. It's like a chess game. And I'll win, by the way, I think. Because there's plenty of evidence. There's plenty of evidence. But I said, you need to know, my friend, this isn't why I believe. What gets me up in the morning is this. I feel like every day I wake up, it's Christmas. Every day. And God's a good father, and there's good gifts all around me, and I'm opening them. Like, wide-eyed. It doesn't matter if I'm on a hike, or eating crisp bacon, or enjoying good coffee, or a conversation with my friend Eric here who leads worship. There are gifts plenty to go around. Let's just receive. Let's just start there. Because when we begin to have that paradigm, do you know what? The sense that we have any kind of poverty at all just evaporates. And we see ourselves as wealthy. Oh yeah, this is the luxury of privilege. No, it's not. Read Dietrich Bonhoeffer's biography. Every day was Christmas for him in a prison cell. Not knowing he's going to live or die. Or Amy Carmichael's biography. With racked with injuries in her back and living in India. Look, the point isn't you have a perfect life. The point is, in the midst of this fallen world, gifts are raining down. Pay attention. That's what God is saying here. So that's a thing. You have gifts, see them, receive them, give thanks. And then finally, what's all this for? In order that you might bless the world. In other words, that's the text that Chris read at the beginning. Freely you've received what? Freely give. Once you begin to believe that you've received freely, the thing that you begin to want to do is become generous. Why? Because this is John 7. Remember, Jesus said in John 7, if anybody's thirsty, let him come to me and drink. Thirsty? Thirsty for what? Oh, meaning, forgiveness, deliverance from shame, deliverance from addiction, thirsty for a just world, thirsty to see a world where we're beyond political categories, where racism is done with, and it's in the history, it's in the past. Yeah, you're thirsty. Are you thirsty? Here's Jesus. Come to me and drink. And if you're thirsty, I'll give you 800 milliliters. I'll get you by. Oh, no. Here's Jesus. Come to me and drink, and from your belly will burst forth rivers of living water. You're thirsty for 800 milliliters. I'll turn you into a river. And then what you need to do is not put a dam on that river. A dam of fear, a dam of it's mine, a dam of narcissism, a dam of shame. So you step out of God's story preemptively, pulling yourself out of the game when God wants you in the game because you don't think you're worthy. Look, don't put a dam up when God wants you to be a river. The river is who you are. So everything that God gives you, pour it out. Pour it out. Pour it out in hospitality. Pour it out financially. Pour it out in time. Make room for disruption in your life. Make room for interruptions. Why? Because your generosity changes the world. That's the deal. One of the great examples of generosity in the Bible that's a picture of hospitality is in Genesis chapter 18. And this is where Abraham, it says, is sitting in the heat of the day. It's kind of the original siesta, actually. It's hot. And he's sitting in the heat of the day. And it says three strangers come to visit him. Now, they're angels. Whatever. We don't have time to deal with that. But there's three angels. And they come and they want to be with him. So Abraham says, hey, I'd love it if you stay for lunch. We'd love to stay for lunch. So what does Abraham do? He goes to his wife. He says, don't you love this? Grind the grain and make some bread. Like, it's not like run down to Safeway. It's grind the grain, and then if you make bread, all that stuff. Make the bread. And then here's Abraham, while I go kill an animal so that we can have some steak too. How long does that take? Well, I don't know. It's not like this kind of fast food hospitality, is it? Like, here's 3 strangers, and Abraham's like this: what's mine is yours. And he doesn't know they're angels till later. What's mine is yours. Fine. Look, I just want to share with you. That's it. So this is the story. It's significant, actually. Because the point is, many of us in our lives, in a scarcity mentality, have a feeling that we don't have any margins for disruption and that we don't have time. No time to serve. And then we don't serve in our community of faith. No time to give. No money to give. And we don't give anything at all because we don't feel like we can give well. Look, why are we called to be generous? Because if you hold on, what? You lose it. But when you begin to practice generosity with time, with money, with gifts, then you enter into the life for which you're created. And we become then like little children. Every day's Christmas. And we're living generously.